Hello, esteemed board members. My name is RabinowitzTripathy. This is my colleague Neil Rabinowitz. And today we're going to bring you into the world of green building and show you really why our company needs to get into this as soon as possible. Now, when we refer to green building, a lot of people have also called this conscious building. There's really tremendous possibility if we really look at sustainability in our construction projects. Green building has the power to unleash our company's full potential.
Many people believe that sustainable development is just a small niche market within the development industry as a whole, but that really is not the case. Utilizing this chart, which represents the growth in LEED Gold certified office space between 2001 and 2010, we see that there has been exponential growth, and that's only one outlet of possibility within sustainable real estate. In fact, between 2005 and 2012, the market has grown from 2% of the overall development market to 44%.
So it's just tremendous growth. And with green design, intentional design, there are a myriad of benefits which our company can improve from. We have environmental benefits, reducing the impact on the environment and demand for natural resources in our projects, which of course saves money and subtracts from the bottom, or improves the bottom line. In our economic benefits, operating costs decrease and externalities also decrease, as well as health and safety benefits for our clients and tenants, which will earn us a premium.
And just to further on the growth of this market, it's not only the volume of green real estate that is increasing, but it's also an increase in each developer's portfolio for green real estate. We see in 2009 that the majority of U.S. development firms had a very small percentage of green real estate within their portfolio. That number has grown today to the point where it is projected that next year 53% of all developers will have more than 60% of their portfolio consisting of green projects.
And you know, a lot of our businesses involve corporate campuses, and by far the trend is towards green in corporate campus development. We even have petrochemical companies and fossil fuels corporations such as PetroChina building green campuses with sustainable design. So you can see no matter what the business, everything is going in the direction of green architecture. We also have COFCO here, an agriculture and food company outside of Shanghai as well. These are large-scale, massive green design projects which our company can get involved in.
As far as green development goes, there are initial immediate financial benefits to sustainable development through the savings of energy emissions. This is just a small example based on an 8 cap rate of the immediate benefits and savings that result in an increase in NOI, as well as an increase per square foot for sale value. Oftentimes, energy savings from proper sustainable development can exceed 30% of operating expenses.
So I think what we've really seen here is that green building is not a trend but a standard that is fast approaching. Green design has the potential to unleash hidden reserves within our enterprise. As organizations guru Peter Senge has remarked, there's tremendous waste in a lot of corporations, and through looking at how our company can get involved in green design, we can really attempt to pinpoint where there are inefficiencies in our company and improve it massively. And through this, we really need to focus on whole systems thinking. Green design doesn't really work any other way. You have to look at every aspect of the project. So with that in mind, we're going to dive into a couple examples of particular possibilities of green building. Green design there are multiple possibilities here. It's not just one path to green innovation, but several, and multiple possibilities we can choose from. And yet all of these can have the tremendous savings that we see here. Green building can reduce energy use from 24 to 50%, CO2 to 39%, water use 40%, and solid waste to 70% through intelligent and conscious design. We see here one possibility for green design would be thinking about how you could put a vegetated roof on a building. I know our up-and-coming project is a 12-floor retail and office complex in Boston. And this is one thing that we could do, which would definitely improve the qualitative experience of the building for the people who will be working in it, And there are tremendous environmental benefits as well, right, in absorbing runoff here. But we really don't see much economic benefit yet from a green roof design. So really, when keeping in mind here the possibilities, we should really reflect on what are the environmental benefits, the economic benefits, and the qualitative, and how we think this design should fit into our company. Here we have a possibility of utilizing gray water, which is water from shower, laundry, sinks, in terms of irrigating park space around the building. So we can save costs through having lower water usage and thus utility bills, and also have environmental benefits of water use reduction, as well as qualitative benefits in a more well-irrigated park space around the building. This is also an incredible technology, permeable surfaces, so instead of relying on the traditional asphalt, which is very expensive and also breaks down quickly, permeable surfaces have tremendous environmental benefits in reducing runoff and also don't break down as quickly. Economic benefits, of course, you don't have to replace it as quickly, and the qualitative benefits is that it really is kind of more blended in with the environment. One of the really tremendous benefits from green design is really looking at the building envelope and smart massing, and thinking about how you want to organize your structure. And through proper organization, you can maximize the natural light coming into the building, which will give you tremendous qualitative benefits for the workers in it. You have economic benefits in possibly utilizing passive HVAC systems instead of relying on traditional mechanical ones, and environmental benefits in just a lower impact development. So keeping all these in mind, here we have multiple other green strategies and showing the possible payback time. And some of these, with building orientation, you can have tremendous benefit immediately if you really think about this from the get-go of your construction project, whereas others take a while. So in thinking about how we want to put green design in this company, we really want to think on a project-to-project basis. PMA Consultants, consulting group that's been doing tremendous work in green design, have had quite powerful returns, 60% in water savings in their building types, very similar to the type we're thinking of building in Boston, 50% energy savings. And also, we mentioned LEED as a rating system for green design earlier. PMA Consultants really prove that you can go beyond green to have much more beneficial results. So instead of using rating systems as a checklist to determine what green building is, we can really benefit a lot more if we think holistically in terms of whole systems. Another tremendous area for potential from green design is in retrofit. I know we have a tremendous portfolio as a company and lots of opportunity for retrofitting. The Malkin Holding family with the Empire State Building were able to reduce energy use by 38%, have incredible savings, and they got all of this in a 3.1-year payback. So tremendous possibility.
So in theory, sustainable development is great. There are qualitative benefits, improving life quality, and all of that's great, but at the end of the day, if you're not realizing positive returns on your investment, nothing is going to come of that development, which is why it's very, very important to take careful care in planning before breaking ground when developing sustainably. If we move to the next chart, we see that at a certain point, saving on CO2 emissions becomes too expensive. There are high diminishing returns in this industry, and if not planned carefully, you can come across issues.
Yeah, and so it's really, a tremendous amount of this is opportunity cost, and thinking what designs really have a positive impact in decreasing CO2 emissions, as well as generating positive return financially. You don't want to go too much in either direction. And in really thinking about how we can maximize our potential with green design, we need to re-envision project costs, and really how we envision project costs throughout a construction site. Front-loaded design leads to lower costs later and less liability. So we really want to focus on having most of the work going into the program phase, getting all the stakeholders on the table, our engineers, our architects, everyone involved, to really think about what kind of building they want and what goes best into the site available. And I know right now the trend is to really get everything done later on, right, in the construction phase and the acceptance phase when we're all working around the clock. But really, through changing our company in terms of green design, we have the potential to get tremendous savings if we really are willing to put in the expenses at the beginning of a project rather than later. And as you can see here, this is one of the major barriers that stopped companies such as ours from getting into green design. You have higher first costs being 76%, saying this was the major challenge. So compared to other possibilities. So really, by understanding that, by putting the costs in the beginning, we're getting savings later on and much less liability in our projects. We can really look intelligently at how we want to build in a sustainable fashion. And one of the biggest benefits from front-loaded design is really getting everyone on board to think about how the building envelope should be created, as we mentioned earlier. As you can see here, in just simple design changes, you can get much more efficiency in terms of light use throughout a building, in terms of office space use. You can have everything much more connected than in other building envelope types. And at the end of the day, you'll end up with much happier clients.
So the Boston market is one of the most developed office markets in the United States, second really only to Midtown Manhattan and San Francisco. As you can see, it's in the rising phase and about to enter the peaking phase. What that means is that we are going to see more development of Class A office space, high-quality assets that command high-quality tenants. The question is, today, what is the definition of Class A asset? And we believe that in order to be Class A now and in the future, you need to develop sustainably. You need to take advantage of the opportunity that green development has to offer. This quote actually very accurately displays just that. At Hines, we specialize in Class A space, and we've reached the point where clients don't think it's Class A unless it's green. That's a quote by Jerry Lee, the Executive Vice President of Real Estate Investment. Additionally, we see that this is already happening in the Boston market. As of 2013, 10% of the buildings that were newly constructed were green. 35% of the new square footage created was green. That suggests that the largest, most expensive, highest quality assets are the ones that are developing green. Additionally, the largest professional markets within Boston, tech, medical, finance, these are all the top industries that are engaging in green space. So essentially, in order to stick with the competition, remain relevant, and produce a high quality product that is going to be desirable to the tenants that we would optimally like to occupy our space, we're going to need to take advantage of this new form of development. It's not a niche, it's here for the long term. And if we're able to accomplish that, we see incredible increases in our rent per square foot, our NOI, and our cap rate. We see that the average B office space in Boston is around $40 per square foot, compared to over $54.50 for Class A assets. Additionally, the average Class A office building has a 100 basis point lower cap rate than the typical B. Moving on, and utilizing these market statistics, we can do a very simple analysis of two comparable properties, one that uses green systems and one that doesn't. We can assume that they look identical besides that. What we see is that a 49,000 square foot building, used intentionally, as you'll see, which is in the realm of feasibility for the size of our new development, with a higher vacancy rate, which most Class A assets do exhibit, and a conservative estimate of 5% savings on operating expenses, compared to the non-green asset. The total market value of this property is approximately 50% higher than the Class B asset. And that's using conservative estimates. There's incredible value to be unleashed and realized through this new development technique.
And the trend is really going there, whether we like it or not, in terms of government regulation, especially this new project that we have coming up. It'll be in Boston. Boston has taken on an initiative to reduce greenhouse gases by 25%. So this is going to be hitting all sections of the city: transportation and real estate development. And we already have a situation where medium, large buildings are required to report their annual levels. So it starts with reporting now, and then there'll be regulations coming up. So we can either get working on this now or get working on it later, if we're going to survive as a company. And we have a lot of examples that we can try to emulate and then go past. There's the Genzyme Center in Cambridge, Boston Nature Center, Forbes Laws, the MetLife building in Boston. There's just a huge amount that we can draw from, even from around the area, for looking at what steps we want to go forward with. And in terms of also looking for guidelines, as we said before, when you look at a rating system, you don't want to take it just as a checklist, but as kind of a reflection maybe later on in the project. When you think about green design, you really want to think in terms of the site subjectively initially. But here we have green over in England, Green Star off of Energy Star, USBC with LEED. Just a tremendous number of resources that are growing day by day for us to learn how we want to get involved in green building. And so, as we mentioned earlier, we really need everyone to be on board if we're going to change as a company. This can't be a top-down approach. It has to be everyone involved. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess we answered questions.
Any questions?
Because we're verbalizing our questions and comments as opposed to typing them up.
I'm typing them up.
Oh, well. All right. Any questions? All right. Maybe done.
Well, I guess we're typing.
Great.
Yeah, that was pizza.